This is the answer sheet to Sudoku primer video number 163, the previous video. The previous video was a pop quiz where I filled in the puzzle without explaining how I got each number. And the pop quiz part is where you need to follow along, see if you can understand why each number is placed where it was. This video is the answer sheet to that pop quiz where I go through I fill in the puzzle in the same sequence as I did when I did the pop quiz, and I explain how I got each number. So if you haven't seen the pop quiz yet, I would recommend that you go, don't watch this one yet, go to the video 163 and watch the pop quiz, and then come and watch the answer sheet. One thing I did with that pop quiz is I gave a hint that there are two unique rectangles examples in that video, and I wanted to see if you could find where those were. So I recommend you go back to that one and watch that first, and then come back to this one, and I'll explain how each number was placed. Well, I'll get started here. First of all, we have a 2 here. Very straightforward. We have 2 here and 2 here. Some of these are pretty easy. I may not explain every number, because some of them are very straightforward. And if I don't explain a number and you don't understand how I got that number, please leave a comment and ask, and I will try and explain that for you. Now that 5 was the second number I placed, and that one was a little bit tricky. That 5 could be here or here, but how do I know that this wasn't where the 5 went? Well, we have 4s here, so one of these is a 4. We also have a 3 here and a 3 here, so one of these is a 3. We have ghost 3s here. And if you're not familiar with ghost numbers, you can go to sudokuprimer.com and look up the techniques section, and it'll explain ghost numbers and how they work. So I have a 3 here, ghost 3's here, so one of these is also a 3, so we have 3, 4 twins right here, so we know that that's a 5. Okay. And then we have a 5 here. That one's pretty self-explanatory. So is this one. I've got a 6 in box 2 here. And that's because we have a 6 here, so we have ghost 6's here. And so that 6 has to go there. The 8 in box 1 is very straightforward. The 8 in box 6 goes here. And that's because we got an 8 here, so we have ghost 8's here and an 8 here, so that's how we got that 8. Alright, and then we have an 8 right here, which should be pretty easy to see. We have a 9 right here, and that's because we've got a 9 here. 9 could have been, well, there's a 9 here. I was going to say 9 could have been here, but that's not true. There's a 9 there. And we have these 3, 4 twins here. So that's the only place a 9 can go. We have 9, 9, 9. Then we have a 9 here. Now, couldn't the 9 be here? Possibly, but we have 3's here, so one of these is a 3. And then we've got 6 and a 6 here, so one of these is a 6, and we've got a 6 here, so one of these is a 6. So we use a technique called double row elimination here, because if one of these is a 6 and one of these is a 6, then in this box the 6 can't be here or here, so it has to be one of these. So we have 3, 6 twins here. So that's how we got that 9, because we knew these are 3, 6 twins, and that can't be a 9. And we got a 9 in box 8 here. And that is, okay, so we have 3, 6 twins here. And what's, before we filled in that 9, what do we have left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 4, 5, and 9. We know the 4, 5, and 9 can't be here because they're 3, 6 twins. So these have to be 4, 5, and 9. There's a 4 and a 5 there, so we know that's a 9. And then we filled in this 9 right there, which is pretty straightforward. And then we finished the 4 and 5s here that we knew about because of these 3, 6 twins. Then we looked at row 3 right here. We're missing 1, 2, 7. We got a 1 and a 2 in this column already, so we know that's a 7. We've got a 1 here, so we know that's a 1, and that's a 2. Then we put a 1 in box 1 right there. And I mentioned in the pop quiz video that this is one of the 2 unique rectangles that I found. And I'll show you how that works. I'm not going to explain in detail how unique rectangles work. You can go to techniques on SudokuPrimer.com and look at the ambiguity rule under techniques, and that will explain unique rectangles, or the ambiguity rule. So I placed that 1 there, and I'll show you how I got that. There are 1, 9 twins right here. There's a 1 and a 9 here, and a 1 and a 9 here, so we know these are 1, 9 twins. We've got a 9 here and a 9 here, so we know one of these is a 9. And therefore, because of these 1, 9 twins, the 1 can't be here. So we know that neither of these cells can be a 1. And again, if that doesn't make sense to you, go to the ambiguity rule under techniques and learn that technique, because it's very powerful. I also knew that there was a 1 right here because these are 3, 4 twins. So I knew that couldn't be a 1. So that's how we got that 1. So the unique rectangles were right here and right here. Okay. All right, then we filled in the 2 and 7 there. And then the 2 in box 8, that's pretty straightforward because we got a 2 there already in this column. And we filled in this 8, very straightforward, easy to see. And then we have a 4, 8 here, because we have 3, 6 twins here. We know these are 4, 8 twins, so we could fill those in. And then these 4, 6s here are straightforward too, because they're the only 2 numbers left in this box. And then we have a 6 over here, very easy to see, and a 7, 2. Shouldn't have any problem with that. And again, if I do put in a number you're not sure how I got it, please leave a question in the comments section. And then we went up to box 3. We know these are 3, 4 twins, and these are 1 and 6. The only 2 numbers left over in that box, so we filled those in. Alright, then we went over and put a 1 in box 4. Now how did we get the 1 there? Couldn't that be a 1? Well, we've got a 1 here and a 1 here, so we have the 1, 9 twins there. We have a 1 here and a 1 here, so one of these has to be a 1. So with the 1, 9 twins there and a 1 here, that covers these 2 rows. Using double row elimination, we know that's a 1 right there, and that can't be the 1. Then we put a 2 in box 5. That one's very easy to see. Alright, and then we put a 7 here. That's the only number left in that column. Very easy. And we put a 7 there because that's the only place for 7. It's very straightforward. And again, that one too. And then we finished we have 3, 5, and 7 here. So we have a 3 and a 7, so that's a 5. There's a 7 here, so we know that has to be a 7, and that leaves a 3 there. Alright, then we have a 3 in box 4, only number left in that column. Then we put a 4 in box 6. Now how did I get that 4 there? So you got a 4 here, but couldn't any of those 3 be a 4? Well, we have 3, 4 twins right here, and we've got a 3 here, and we know one of these has to be a 3 because that's the only place a 3 can fit in this box with this 3 here. So we have 3, 4 twins here and 3s here, so we know a 4 cannot fit in either of these two cells. This is our second unique rectangle that we found, that I found. So because a 4 can't fit in either of these two cells, we got a 4 here, so I know it won't fit there. So that has to go there. And now that we have a 4 there, we can solve the 3, 4 twins that we had up there, and we can put the 3 in there. And then we finish the 3's in this section right there. And we only have 2 numbers left in this box, so we fill those in. And we can solve our 3, 6 twins at the bottom here. And then we can put a 1 in box 5. There. I could have put the 9 in right away, but I didn't. I put the 4 and 9 in after the 1. And then we just have 4, 5, and 9 left here. And you can pretty easily see where each of those numbers go. So that's it. That's how we got, how we solved this puzzle. This was the first number I placed because of this unique rectangle here. And by the way, I could have found this number in a different way pretty easily. Like I knew these were 3, 4 twins. I could have seen these were 2 and 7, and therefore these are 1 and 6, and therefore a 1 would go there. But I wanted to illustrate the unique rectangle there. And then we had the unique rectangle here where we have 3, 4 twins here. We knew a 3 had to go in one of these two boxes, so we knew therefore that a 4 couldn't fit in either of these boxes, so the 4 had to go there. Again, if you're not that familiar with unique rectangles or the ambiguity rule, go to sudokuprimer.com and read up on that and learn how to use it, because it's very useful and very powerful. Alright, well there's the answer sheet for the pop quiz. Thank you for watching, and I hope that helped you understand some little bit more advanced concepts like unique rectangles. I'll see you on the next video.